Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. In 2015, social media handles were one of the platforms used by most parties, especially the all ruling Progressive Congress (APC), to change the narrative and also sell the idea of President Mahmoud Buhari to Nigerians in general. But as we speak, it looks like the same mechanism used is now being used by obedient supporters, and a lot of people are not sitting down nicely with the idea. And a whole lot of people are also advising obedient supporters to leave the social media and go on ground to do their politicking. Alas, that is not what they're going to get. As we speak, Reno Omokri, who happened to be the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan's presidential aide, media aide, has been on the radar for a long while, and he has named himself Table Shaker, Buhari Tormentor, and all likes. And to make matters very interesting, he has been one of the strong advocates, or rather one of those who have been speaking strongly against the candidacy of Tinubu over age-related issues and health-related issues. Well, it looks like one of the strong contenders, or better still, one of the strong supporters of Bola Ahmed Tinubu have decided to wage in over obedient supporters and Reno Omokri's issue. And he has given a strong remark which has generated a lot of reactions. In fact, this is what he said in summary. According to him, I quote him, he said, "I'm a bat top striker, and a certain table shaker shakes our table for breakfast." But for some persons who do not know the genesis of this whole thing, let's start from the beginning. Well, according to the news, Senator representing Adamawa North at the Senate, Elisha Abo, has mocked former presidential aide to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, Reno Omokri. Abo, in a funny note posted on his official social media page, directed it at Omokri, said the former presidential aide, fond of always criticizing his party, the All Progressive Congress (APC), has messed with the wrong political party and has met his match. His post followed Omokri's allegations that Peter Obi supporters from Labour Party were threatening his life and those of his family members. Omokri, who calls himself the table shaker, said Obi, who is the presidential candidate of the Labour Party for 2023 presidential election, should be held responsible should any harm come his way. Abo, in a post, also affirmed himself as a staunch supporter of BAT, which means Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of APC for 2023 polls. He wrote, and I quote, he said, I'm a bat top striker. A certain table shaker shakes our table for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He does it for fun. He just bullies us. Now the table shaker was seen near the wrong table. The custodians and the guardians of the table, who know they give shishi, went after the table of the table shaker and broke his table. Now the table shaker is without a table, from whence he drew the names of tables to shake. The table shaker now has no table, even stool sef he no get, as he dey run for his own life. Now he's blaming the chief priest of the obedient for his anxiety disorder. He now wrote in Hausa, I don't know what that means, Malam Yazu Fata Kai Yeke Bata Yakayaba. I don't know the meaning. Okay, but a lot of Nigerians have been reacting to this. But let's look at this in the light of what is going on with Omokri. Don't forget that as at some hours ago, Omoyele Sowore had to come to the aid of Reno Omokri. Don't forget also the same Omoyele Sowore, so many months ago, was that they had a lot of squabbles between them, that's Reno and Omokri, where they both started exposing themselves. But at the end of the day, hey, the Omoyele Sowore showed that he's not only just a seasoned journalist, but he also showed him that, look, if it's this thing, I am wired, born and bred for it. At the end of the day, the matter fizzled down where Omoyele Sowore had to expose a lot of things about Reno, that he's a blogger, was a blogger to Erufai, and many others. That's the same Reno. That's the same Omoyele Sowore who now came to the rescue of Reno Omokri saying, look, guys, this is not acceptable. This is something that may degenerate to something different, something unwarranted. And a lot of Nigerians have been calling out Reno over so many issues. One of them is the fact that if he wants to sell out or sell his candidate Atiku Abubakar, should do so by being straightforward, pick up Atiku Abubakar and discuss his strength, his what he's bringing to the table, the direction of what his campaign team and all that, not to be always talking down of Peter Obi and others. Now, with what we are saying, Peter Obi supporters haven't realized that this is like a power tussle, not just power tussle, but for you to take back power from the elite or from the aged who have refused to become, old. They keep saying that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, and the tomorrow never seem to come. So it looks as if the youth have decided to take that tomorrow now by force, so that they can at least start leading and changing the narrative. And from all indication, the obedient supporters sees the gimmick or the game playing by Reno Omokri as a way of distorting or spoiling or stopping that tomorrow from coming now. While we also agree the fact that Reno have every right as a full-blown citizen, as a human, to vote for whoever he likes or stand with whoever he likes, but Peter Obi supporters believe contrary. They believe that if he has the right, they are not distorting it, but he shouldn't come against their supporters or their candidate, their aspirant. Hence, they are pushing real hard. Now, judging by what is going on social media, you would agree with me that it looks like Reno have stepped on too many obedient supporters' toes, and the fact that right now, even as Chimaroke Namane has said some many days ago, he said right now the youth, Nigerian youth, are restive. They have idle time in their hands. That they have been, that 50% of the workforce should actually constitute the Nigerian youth, but alas, that's not what we get. And he's saying that the way it is going, that if this is not controlled, that they may have a situation in their hands where they cannot control the already restive youth who have a lot of energy but are not engaged into productivity. Hence, he's now calling on the elders, the leaders, to begin to engage the youth now. Look at what is happening in social media. Most often than not, the youth have decided that enough of this. Look at the cost of living in Nigeria. It's now very high. For the elite and for the very rich and the elite, is normal, really, just maybe a little change, a little token that was added. But for the common man on the street, for the common man who's trusting the Lord for a change, that amount of money or the increment is not something that token is really high, and we can't keep continuing like this and expect that social menaces will not increase. It will definitely skyrocket, and that's why you're seeing the aggressiveness of the youth who want the status quo changed. While a lot of people are talking about vote buying, we can't take that away. It has almost become a societal thing in Nigeria, even though that is against the law of the land. But the question is, will it stop? I don't know if it will, but it takes, that change, positive change you're looking at, needs to begin with everyone who are desperately looking for positive change for their next generation. At least now they can have a say. Let's go wrap it up. Let's listen to our conversation. What's it?